Hello, this is Pernilla Lila Rose from Divine Feminine Flow. Who am I? Who am I? What am I? It's a deep internal inquiry to get a felt sense of what I am. I know for most of us, if not all of us, maybe with a few exceptions, when we say I, we automatically connect that with our name, our gender, our personality, even our thoughts for sure. It's like that's the first place we usually go when we ask ourselves, who am I? Or what am I? And you'll usually get a feeling of you. Like for me, it would be a feeling of Pernilla, who has these feelings and this experience in life and these thoughts and kind of a felt sense about, being agile or alive. And that is who we identify with all day long. Every time we say I, immediately it means I, Pernilla, or I in your name, in your case. And then from there, we move out and create the life that we have created and think the thoughts that we are used to thinking and feel the feelings, emotions, our memories. It all comes with that as if that is who we are. Now, if you are new to these kind of conversations, it might be interesting. And if you have been involved in this for a while, maybe through self-inquiry, maybe you've gone to spiritual meetings and satsangs and things like that, it might be more familiar, to basically ask yourself, who am I? And there's a whole meditation practice where you just keep saying, who am I? Who am I? And it's very, very beautiful. It can be very, very powerful. And there is kind of a dropping in deeper with this inquiry. And then many times when we go out in the world again, it's like you step out of your meditation, you step out of this feeling of I am. And the moment you step out, you're back being Pernilla or your name. And here you go about your life. And you may remember that question once in a while, like, who am I? What am I? But then life is so busy and it's so seductive. And it's also so exciting and it's so scary. I mean, it's so many things that over and over again, it pulls us out of this place of resting, of being. But it's more than that. I am. It is a real felt sense. And was it last year? I think it felt like I dropped from being presence, which has been with me for many years. All the spiritual work with all the satsangs and what there. I just always felt I'm just walking as presence. It felt like I could lean back into a bigger presence that is always here and that is who I am. But somehow something shifted about a year ago where I felt like I just like, oh, it went from being, spacious and presence and peaceful. It dropped in as I. And it was so amazing because it was a little bit of a shock. It was like, oh, I am that? Because I suddenly felt I experienced I in a new way. And I got a little shock every single time because you have heard maybe, the Bible, Moses, like, I am that I am, when he was up on that mountain with the burning bush, I think it was. And he realized, like, I am that I am. And then Ramana Maharshi, he talked about I am, who am I? He started that whole movement for the self-inquiry. And Nisargadatta, he wrote a book, I Am That. It always comes back to I, and it's very, very real. It's very solid. It's very tangible, but not with our 5 physical senses. It's experienced with a different sense. We can call it the 6th sense or spiritual sense. I don't know what to call it, and it doesn't really matter, because when you have the experience, at least for me in the beginning, not anymore now, but it was this deep, like, oh, it's me, I am that, like, so suddenly this whole identity of Pernilla, it was like I was totally out of that, but I was still here. And what is that? And I would say the exercise that I did, or the inquiry, was like, okay, I would say I am Pernilla, and then I would drop the Pernilla and just feel what is left. What is here when Pernilla is gone? Because there's still something here. And it's I am that. I am here. Well, what is that then? And then I got more and more curious to really, like, I just want to know, like, if I am that, what is that? So I spent a lot of time with that, and I really enjoyed getting that little, oh my God, it's me, it's I. It's like, oh, it's I. So very, very different than resting as presence, um, praying to God outside, or whatever. It all just came like, whoop, home as I. So I spent a lot of time, I went for my I am God walks, and I would just keep going, I am. So, but to feel it, to let it really drop from the head down as a felt sense. And then I got this, like, oh, it's really fun. I don't get that anymore, but there is a deep sense of, like, there's a deep breath. There's what Joe Goldsmith calls a click, and Joe Goldsmith is basically my connection. I can talk about that at some other time, but his teachings from the infinite way is where I have my lineage, maybe, or what has pulled me in for so many years, since I had quite a big awakening in the late 80s, I think it was, when I still lived in Denmark. So Joel Goldsmith has been a wonderful, wonderful guide, even though he hasn't been here. I never met him. He died in the 60s. But back to I. So I want to share that I am today. That's my little experience with that, and how absolutely important it is to know that, to really know that. It's not God, it's not goddess, it's not anything other than pure I. And when I speak about it, when I sense it, it always comes with a smile, um, a sense of joy, love, peace. It's incredibly sweet, and it's always there. And we always have access to it, but we need to feel some kind of a longing to know that. And what I talked about in my last little video, that was exactly, the yearning that we all have somewhere down there. Some are more aware of it than others. But, at the core, we all yearn to be fully ourselves again as the divine. But there's still uh, a lot of things to experience in the world. And for some people, that's still more important than just focusing on I am, and then be curious to know, well, what is that, and what is it like to just be that. So if you are in that, if you feel that yearning in you, and you may not know what to do with it, and you may pray and meditate, I would say, focus really on I am as a felt sense, as something that happens in here with a real curiosity. And it's not for the mind. The mind cannot do it because it is not in the mind. This is when you leave the mind, then you enter I, the kingdom. My kingdom is not of this world. That world out there is a different world. My kingdom is very different. And you may have also heard, the kingdom is inside. It's inside of us. So what does that mean? And the reason that this has been so alive for me is, of course, like I said, because of Joel Goldsmith, who was a Christian mystic, who definitely studied the Bible, but not like from here, but from here, he would sit with a Bible quote, I think for months sometimes, until it revealed itself to him what it meant. And that's what I love about Joel's teachings, that it's just, it's taking it in here and allowing it to tell us what it is, like let I am, show me what I am. And then you just be still and you wait. It's you open up to receive I, or I am, and let that show me what it is, because Pernilla has no clue what it is. She may have read about it, she may have heard people talk about it, and that's all good. That can certainly ignite the longing that I want to know more. And then you start taking it in and get really curious with an open heart. And that could be called true prayer, to just show me, what am I? What is this I? What is this I? I say I all day long. And I never really consider what I am when I keep thinking that it is your name, the name on your birth certificate. So let's just take a moment. Just be curious. What is this I? Beyond my name, my personality, my life, just I. Just, you can say I. when you just say I, and then it's like you drop a little pebble in the lake. I, and you allow the ripples to show you. And in my case, the ripples bring a smile on my face and a warmth in my heart, an inspiration, sweetness. I want to invite you to spend some more time there and just be really curious. Be willing to not know what it is. Be willing to not know who you are, what I am, and be willing to be open to let it come to you. It might come as a little shock. Okay, I'm going to stop here for today and yeah, wish you a beautiful day.